All right, we're gonna go through a little naming refresher here so that you can finish your assignment. So remember, we have ionic and covalent names. The ionic is going to be just the metal with the nonmetal, and then you're changing the nonmetal ending to "ide." That's it. Now keep in mind, if there are polyatomics in it, the polyatomic name does not change. So whether the polyatomic comes first as the cation, it's going to stay the same, or if it's the ending, the anion, you're not worrying about this "ide" part if you have a polyatomic. Transition metals will have the Roman numerals. So remember, the transition metals are the ones that are in that middle area of the periodic table where they have more than one charge. I think the only one that is potentially a transition metal on this assignment is the zinc, but that only has one charge anyway, so that should stay pretty consistent. Otherwise, just these would be your transition metals where you have more than one charge capable. But I'm pretty positive those aren't present. Covalent bonds, remember, you're going to have, those are just nonmetals. You're going to use your prefixes, and there's no mono on the first word. Okay, so no mono on the first word. You will use mono on the second word in your covalent molecules. The covalents are present in number 4, number 9, and number 12 of this assignment, but it's not the entire problem. So a couple things you'll need to know if I do one of these with you. So if I do number 4 is CS2 plus O2 gives you CO2 plus SO2. Now this one's an odd one to begin with because, first of all, this doesn't entirely fit the ones we've talked about. We do have the oxygen. We do have the carbon dioxide. Those are part of combustion. So it may not have the CH, the hydrocarbon over here, but it still kind of gives a similar format. So we're going to call this combustion just because of the presence of the oxygen and the formation of the CO2. So if we balance this, okay, so we got C is 1, S is 2 over here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a 2 here. That's going to make this 2. That'll make this 6. And then 1, 2. This is the only thing off yet. So we're going to make this a 3, which makes that a 6. Balanced. Good to go. Now, when you come to naming it, this one is going to be a covalent. So we're going to have carbon, sulfide, disulfide, because those are both nonmetals, and oxygen, because our O2 is just oxygen gas. Now we have CO2 will react to create carbon dioxide. Oh. And we got SO2, which is going to be sulfur dioxide. Oops, I didn't really leave a space there. You'll get over it. The only other ones I want to point out is HCl. If you say that this is hydrogen chloride, I'm okay with that because that is based on how we named it. Now, in actuality, this is called hydrochloric acid. But I would allow you to say hydrogen chloride just because that is what we discussed when we did naming. We did not actually get into naming acids. Another one, CH4, you will come across. And this one could be methane. That's the common name for it. Or you can do our covalent naming, and we'd have carbon. Figure out what 4 means. And remember, you have your prefixes on the back. So 4 is tetra. So tetra. I'm doing terrible about putting spaces between my words here, aren't I? Yeah, no space there, but close enough. And carbon tetrahydride. So either of those names would be fine because we did not go into naming organic molecules, which is where the methane comes from. Hopefully this helps you with finishing up the assignment. If you have questions, please reach out and ask me. Thanks.